Casting live from Dar es Salaam, this is TVC News. Our top stories. Dr. Mwenyi meets the East African Community Chief, urges deeper integration. The clock construction as AFCON approaches near. And in international news, oil prices drop as Strait of Hormuz opens. Good evening, I am Caroline Maleo. You can also follow us live on our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, says time has come for the East African Community member states to explore more opportunities to forge deeper cooperation within the East African Community so as to foster development and economic growth. Dr. Mwinyi made the remarks when he met and held talks with the Secretary General of the East African Community, Ambassador Stephen Patrick Mbundi, stressing that the revolutionary government of Zanzibar, in collaboration with the government of the Republic of Tanzania, will continue to participate fully in the implementation of the joint responsibilities of the East African Community.
Bila shaka tutakuwa karibu katika kuona fursa zozote ambazo zipo basi.
Without a doubt, we will be closely engaged in identifying all the available opportunities. Let us work closely with your office to ensure success as we prepare for member states to come together again. Beyond the issues of integration, the time has also come to explore opportunities, especially for us in Zanzibar, focusing on the projects we discussed earlier.
On the other hand, the Secretary General of the East African Community, Ambassador Stephen Mbundi, vows to ensure that the East African Community works more closely with Zanzibar, praising successes and development achieved by the government of Zanzibar.
From you, first, setting priorities, ensuring the proper use of financial resources, and your performance has delivered tangible results. The third key aspect is dialogue, sitting together at the table and reaching decisions. Therefore, peace and stability are essential drivers of development.
The Prime Minister, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, has instructed the construction managers of the Samia Suluhu Hassan Stadium in Arusha region to work day and night so as to ensure timely completion of the stadium and its surrounding roads before the upcoming inspection period. He issued the directive while inspecting the progress of the construction of the stadium in the region as the country prepares to co-host the Africa Cup of Nations AFCON 2027, demanding full value for money in the execution of the project. Here are more details.
The Prime Minister is working visit in the Arusha region, and he is here to inspect the progress of the construction of the Samia Suluhu Hassan Stadium, a major venue for the AFCON 2027 finals.
Hiyo ni facade. Facade manake ni lile ombo linalofunika.
This will be a facade that incorporates minerals such as gold and tanzanite to enhance its appearance.
Then the Prime Minister directs works to be done day and night to meet the strict CAF deadlines with an emphasis on increasing equipment and manpower to complete the facility ahead of the 2027 AFCON tournament.
Tuongeze jitihada, ikiwezekana tusifike huko tumalize kabla ya huo muda.
Let's increase our efforts and, if possible, complete it before the deadline. If the competitions are scheduled for June or July, it means inspection will come even earlier than that. Work day and night.
Minister of Information, Culture, Arts and Sports, Paul Makonda, praises the stadium as the most modern in the region, insisting that the construction, specifically roads, is a national priority.
Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu, mlima Kilimanjaro ni historia ambayo haiwezi kufitika.
Honorable Prime Minister, Mount Kilimanjaro is a timeless symbol that can never be erased. Visitors arriving will be able to see the mountain through our airport in Arusha. Secondly, one cannot travel the world without recognizing communities that have preserved their culture, such as Maasai. Visitors will witness the preservation of our cultural heritage.
Minister of Works Abdallah Ulega says the government has allocated enough funds to construct roads, including 13 kilometers of 4-lane and 2-lane sections leading to the stadium.
Additionally, we have a specific responsibility concerning the roads leading to the AFCON stadium, named after Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Tanzania is actively upgrading its sports infrastructure to co-host the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON alongside Kenya and Uganda, with the tournament scheduled to run from June 19th to July 18th, 2027.
From Arusha on to the next story. Oil prices have dropped after Iran says the Strait of Hormuz will be completely open to commercial ships for the remainder of the ceasefire. The United States and Iran are currently in a 2-week temporary ceasefire that began on April 8th, 2026, aiming to resolve hostilities in a conflict that broke out in February 2026. Here are more details.
As the result of the announcement, the cost of a barrel of Brent crude oil is reported to have fallen to $88 a barrel earlier today, having been above $98 earlier on Friday. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow strip of water linking the Gulf to the Arabian Sea, through which a fifth of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas is typically transported. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has confirmed that the passage for all commercial vessels through the Strait of Hormuz is completely open for the remaining period of ceasefire. Global markets are also rallied on the announcement, with the major U.S. stock indices rising in early trading. European shares also rose in reaction to the news. Before the conflict, Brent crude was trading at under $70 per barrel. It rose above $100 before reaching a peak of more than $119 per barrel in March.
And on to the next story. The Minister of Finance, Ambassador Hamis Musa Omar, says Tanzania continues to strengthen its economy and improve the business environment so as to attract more investors, outlining that Tanzania's economy grew but by an estimated 5.5% in 2024 and is expected to improve to 6% in 2025, driven by structural reforms, improved infrastructure and strong sectoral performance. Here are more details.
The Minister of Finance made the remarks when he led the Tanzanian delegation at the investment summit organized by the Business Council for International Understanding, held at the Council's office in Washington, D.C., in the United States on the sidelines of the World Bank and International Monetary Fund winter meetings.
Open for investment, and of course we are open for American investors. We as a government taking several measures to improve the business environment in Tanzania so that investors can thrive within our market. Recently, Her Excellency created 2 very important commissions that I think I should mention. One was specifically to look into the business environment and what could further be done to improve the business environment.
He adds that the trade relations between Tanzania and the United States continue to improve rapidly, with the value of trade between the countries reaching $1.4 billion in 2024, while direct investment from the United States has increased from $12.3 million in 2020 to $40 million in 2023.
The second commission was very specific, to look into the tax system, the tax regime that we have, because there has been many concerns around the tax system that we have in Tanzania. So Her Excellency also created a separate commission. This one has already submitted its recommendation, its report and recommendations.
The Tanzanian ambassador of the United States, Dr. LCC Kanza, says the meeting with U.S. investors is part of the nation's effort to attract more capital from the United States through economic diplomacy.
We see this very much as a win-win. We want to grow, and we have a very ambitious development vision 2050, and we need to work with you and grow with you in terms of addressing our mutual interests. So your profitability and success will play a big role in helping us to reach the bold vision that we have of achieving $1 trillion economy.
The investors who participated in the meeting, chaired by the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Business Council for International Understanding, Peter Tichansky, says the plan to invest in key sectors including agriculture, mining, health, port infrastructure, information and communication technology, as well as farmers insurance.
Women entrepreneurs in Africa's ocean economy are gaining new momentum as a major initiative aimed at supporting female-led startups ends in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. The Women in Ocean Food program have been running in Dar es Salaam, bringing together innovators from across the continent to unlock opportunities in aquaculture and the seafood chain value. Teddy Mpanyanga has more details.
Dar es Salaam has for the past 10 days been a hub of innovation and collaboration as the Women in Ocean Food program hosts its first cohort in Africa. The initiative, organized by Hatch Blue and Conservation International Ventures, brings together 11 women-led startups from across sub-Saharan Africa. Organizers say women remain underrepresented and undervalued in the ocean economy, despite their potential to drive innovation and sustainability. They emphasize the need for greater access to financing, investment, and mentorship to unlock that potential.
We are looking forward, because this is a 12-month program, we are looking forward to connecting some of them to investors, especially those that are like investable companies, but also because they have gone through investment readiness, they are ready for investment. Some of them have generated massive revenue, and we want to keep that going. So this program is going to continue virtually. They were here for the past 10 days. This was like the finale. So we're just looking forward to having this as time goes by to continue supporting these women across sub-Saharan Africa.
It is an innovative studio, a support platform designed to intervene at the earliest stages where most women in the blue economy fall out of the pipeline or overlooked entirely. This program is fully philanthropic. We cover all participation costs, meaning taking down all barriers that could exist to afford women this opportunity.
One of the investors involved in the program knows that Tanzania is emerging as a key player in seafood production and making it a strategic location for such initiatives.
It's the largest producer of seaweed in the African continent, accounting for 92% of the total volume in the continent. It is also the third largest red seaweed producer in the world. Tanzania produces, on average, 200,000 tons per year.
The ambassador of Ireland to Tanzania, Nicola Brennan, urges investors and stakeholders to back women-led ventures, highlighting their potential to transform the blue economy.
You have demonstrated innovation, you've demonstrated how competitive you can be, and you've also demonstrated investor-ready initiatives. And that's really, really impressive to the investors in this room. And I really encourage the investors to back these innovations.
For participants, the experience has been both empowering and transformative.
So the Women in Ocean Food program has really elevated an African woman, has really elevated the dream of an African woman. It has really, really elevated the ideas born in Africa, for Africans, by Africans. So
it's really helpful because it kind of reminds you that you also matter, your voice matters as a woman, and you shouldn't sit behind and think this industry is only for men.
The Women in Ocean Food Africa initiative ultimately highlights a powerful shift taking place within the blue economy, one where women are no longer on the margins, but at the center of innovation and growth. Teddy Mpanyanga, TBC News.
Thank you, Teddy Mpanyanga, for that story. The US-based clean energy technology company titled Beam Global has announced its plan to invest in Tanzania's power infrastructure sector, aiming to expand access to reliable and sustainable energy for citizens. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the chief company's executive officer, Desmond Whitley, said that the firm is exploring opportunities in the country as part of a broader strategy to grow its presence in emerging markets.
Access to reliable electricity and access to reliable transportation are absolutely essential to the modern economy. I mean, think about it, all of us in our lives, none of us do anything nowadays that doesn't have electricity at the root of it. If you look around this city here, electricity is actually central to that. And so is mobility. We don't have to look very far to see how much congestion there is in the streets to see that people need to move around to do what they're doing. So Tanzanians will benefit from having not just electricity, but clean and reliable and sustainable electricity that's actually generated from resources that you own, that are here. When we deploy infrastructure, the unit cost for energy is zero.
He insists that the timing is favorable for investment, citing the rising global energy costs, driven in part by geopolitical tensions in the Middle East.
Just reminding us yet again that our reliance on oil and frankly, on supply chains and on energy sources that come from outside of your national boundaries is a vulnerability. Oil is very volatile. The price of it's very volatile. It goes all over the place. And then it's also very vulnerable to supply chain shocks. What's going on in the Straits of Hormuz right now shows us that the Straits of Hormuz only control 20% of the world's oil. But if there's a rise in oil prices there, because oil is fungible, there's a rise in oil prices everywhere. I want to come back to what I said earlier. You have the resources here. You have natural resources here which are plentiful, and you have people here who are able to put them to work given the right technology and the right knowledge base. So I think this is a very good time to do this, actually.
Beam Global operates at the intersection of clean energy and transportation, offering products such as sustainable electric vehicle charging systems and essential energy infrastructure technologies designed to support modern mobility and power needs. Of the Miss World, Tanzania have officially unveiled the crown that will be awarded to the winner of the 2026 competition. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the main organizer of the competition, Mustafa Asenali, said that for the first time, the winner of the pageant will be crowned by the reigning beauty queen from the Miss World. He further adds that the move is expected to elevate the profile and international prestige of the competition.
Na kibla yangu ni kuleta maendeleo chanya.
And my goal is to bring positive development for our youth and positive development for our sector.
And before we wind up the local news for tonight, let's now take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania BOT. Do not miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Sports news up next. And in sports news, under-18 Tanzania handball national team head coach Moshe Ali says they are working harder to prepare for the African Handball Championship Zone 5, aiming at getting the trophy. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, the head coach Ali added that they have started early preparations to ensure good performance during the tournament and to enhance the team's performance in international competitions.
Mashindano haya yanatarajia kufanyika nchini Ethiopia katika mji wa Addis Ababa kuanzia tarehe 4 mwezi Mei mpaka tarehe.
The tournament will be held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia from 4th May to 11th May this year. We are on the preparation, and if God wish, and 20th April we'll start a camp. Psychological, my players are good and no injuries. Our objective is to do better, that everyone in Tanzania must be happy. I believe we will perform well for sure.
Tunakwenda kufanya kitu ambacho naamini kila mdau wa mchezo aliyetoka Tanzania atafurahi na kushangaa matokeo. Tunakwenda kufanya vizuri na na uhakika katika hilo.
And now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather focus for the next 24 hours.
Hello dear viewers, and thank you for joining us for the weather forecast. And by starting for tonight, to expect western part of the country, Lake Victoria Basin, northeastern Highland together with northern coastal areas are expected to feature with partly cloud condition, thunder showers over a few areas. Southwestern Highland, southern region together with southern coast are expected to feature with partly cloud condition, laying showers over a few areas. And for the central part of the country, are mainly expected to feature with partly cloud conditions. And for tomorrow, we expect the light wind of 20 kilometers per hour over Lake Nyasa, with a moderate wind of 30 kilometers per hour for the remaining water bodies. And the landfall models are portraying the enhancement of activities over a few areas of western part of the country, Lake Victoria Basin, together with northern coastal areas. And Tanzania Meteorological Authority is issuing an advisory of periods of heavy rains over a few areas of Kagera, Geita, Kigoma, Tanga, Dar es Salaam, Pwani, including Mafia ISOs regions, together with Unguja and Pemba ISOs. So precautive measures should be taken. And also for tomorrow, we expect Kagera, Geita, Kigoma, together with northern coastal areas, are expected to feature with cloud condition, thunder showers over a few areas together with sun intervals. The central part of the country is expected to feature with partly cloud condition, rain showers over a few areas together with sun periods. And for the rest, remaining parts of the country are expected to feature with partly cloud condition, thunder showers over a few areas together with sun periods. And now let us see the next 4 days weather forecast from different cities and regions. Dar es Salaam, thunder showers is expected. Dodoma, sun periods together with light rain are expected. Mbeya, rain showers together with light rain are expected. Mwanza, thunder showers together with thunderstorms are expected. Kilimanjaro, thunder showers is expected. Morogoro, thunder showers is expected. And also for Arusha, thunder showers is expected. I'm Rebecca Luhitana from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. Thank you.
And on our today's episode of We Are Tanzania, Tanzania's coastline stretches over 1,400 kilometers, connecting the mainland to the islands of Zanzibar through the Indian Ocean. But beyond the coast, vast inland water bodies, including Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, and Lake Nyasa, also play a vital role in linking communities across the country. Together, these waters form a shared natural resource that supports livelihoods and national unity. Today, the blue economy is emerging as a key driver of growth, livelihoods, and cohesion, from fishing communities on the lakes and the coastline to seaweed farmers in the maritime trade. Tanzania's waters continue to bring people together. Teddy Mpanyanga has more details.
Utanzania wangu ni muungano wetu na tofauti zetu zisibadilike tu.
For centuries, communities living along the ocean and around the Great Lakes have depended on these waters for survival and trade. The connection between mainland Tanzania and Zanzibar has long been strengthened through maritime activities, while inland lake regions have built strong economic and social networks through fishing and trade. These relationships have shaped culture, commerce, and a shared national identity rooted in water-based livelihoods. Fishing remains one of the most economic activities within the blue economy. Thousands of Tanzanians, both in coastal areas and around lakes such as Victoria, Tanganyika, and Nyasa, depend on fishing for their daily income. From small-scale fishermen using traditional boats to more modern operations, this sector supports food security and income generation. Fish markets across the country highlight this connection, where daily catches move from both the ocean and inland lakes to communities nationwide, linking rural producers with urban consumers. In Zanzibar, seaweed farming has become a significant source of income, particularly for women. Along the shallow shores, farmers cultivate seaweed that is later processed for export and industrial use. This activity has not only empowered local communities, but also strengthened economic ties between Zanzibar and the mainland through trade and supply chains. Beyond fishing, Tanzania's water also serves as a major transport route. Ferries and cargo vessels operate between the mainland and Zanzibar, while lake transport connects regions such as Mwanza, Kigoma, and Mbeya. These networks facilitate the movement of people and goods, strengthening both regional integration and national unity. Ports, including the Port of Dar es Salaam, play a critical role in handling imports and exports. Linking Tanzania to regional and global markets, similarly, lake ports support cross-border trade with neighboring countries, expanding economic opportunities and cooperation. Recognizing this vast potential, the government has prioritized the development of blue economy. Efforts include improving fisheries management, investment in port infrastructure, promoting aquaculture, and supporting seaweed farming initiatives across coastal and lake regions. Despite geographical differences, Tanzania's waters, both oceans and lakes, serve as bridges, not barriers. They connect mainland communities with Zanzibar and inland regions with each other. Through shared economic activities, cultural exchange, and daily interactions, from fishermen on Lake Victoria to traders at the Port of Dar es Salaam, Tanzanians continue to work together, united by the opportunities these waters provide. As global attention shifts towards the blue economy, Tanzania is positioning itself to harness its full potential. With continued investment and cooperation, the sector is expected to create more jobs, increase trade, and strengthen national unity. Tanzania's water do more than provide resources. They connect people, livelihoods, and futures. Teddy Mparanyanga, TBC News.
Utanzania wangu ni muungano wetu na tofauti zetu zisibadilike tu.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Caroline Mileo, wishing you an incredible night.